Welcome back to my new video lectures. Myself, Professor Pinkesh J. Patel from the Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. The journey of this college started in the field of engineering and technology as per the guideline of AICTE, that is the All India Council for Technical Education, New Delhi in 2004, and MGTER is approved by AICTE New Delhi and affiliated to GTU, that is the Gujarat Technological University, Ahmedabad. This institute is located at South Gujarat in peaceful and pollution-free environment of the western region of the country. The MGTER aims to provide value-based education. The motive behind to provide quality technical education at people's doorstep at an affordable cost. Not only studious activities, but there are many extracurricular activities like state level tech fest, different sport activities and cultural activity held during the year at MGTER for the overall improvement of the student. So today I will start with the subject of interconnected power system having a subject code of 2170901 BE 4th year 7th SEM. So today I will start with the chapter number 2, that is the power system matrices. So in the last lecture already we have discussed about the power system matrices, then the graph of the power system network, then the different important definitions related to the graph theory, then the primitive network. Likewise many theory that is already we have discussed inside the last lecture. So today I will start with the flow of the contents, that is the Y bus formation method and singular transformation method. So before that, in the last lecture we have completing incidence matrices having a total of 5 category. First one, that is the element node incidence matrix, that is denoted by A bar, then bus incidence matrix, that is denoted by A, then branch path incidence matrix, that is denoted by K, then basic cut set incidence matrix, that is denoted by B, and last one, that is the basic loop incidence matrices. So from the previous lecture we have completing up to a basic cut set incidence matrix. So today I will start with the incidence matrix. So having a category number 5, that is the basic loop incidence matrices, which is denoted by C. So basic loop incidence matrix, which is denoted by C, that is the point number 1. The matrix, that is the incidence of element of the connected graph to the basic loop. Now as per the previous graph, again there are many assumptions that we have to taken for the basic loop incidence matrices. So if we will go through a basic loop incidence matrices, so for that we have to assume how many loops in this graph. So this is the oriented graph, shows the basic loops. So in that case all the branch which is mentioned by the arrow, based on that we can say that is the oriented graph. Now if we will go through a loop side, so a loop which contain the one links only. So based on that there are 3 loops in this network, in this graph. First, which is mentioned by P over here, that can carry the node number 0, 2 and 3. Second loop that can contain the loop of which is mentioned by R, and that can contain the nodes of 1, 2 and 0 and having a link of 6. And third loop which is indicated by Q, which is mentioned over here, and that can contain the links of 5. If we will go through a tree and code tree, so based on that we can try to make the differentiation in between the links and twigs. Whatever the branch which is be a part of the tree, which is called as twigs, whereas whatever the branch which is be a part of the code tree, which is considered as a link. So based on that there are total of 3 links in this graph. So total number of loops, that is equal to 3. So based on that we will go for the one table. So this is the basic loop incidence matrices. So for that, having a table of branch versus basic loops. So already we have discussed that there are total of 3 loops in this graph, that is mentioned by P, Q and R. So before going for the assumptions, try to make what is the different types of branch which is be a part of the P. So if we will go through our P, which contain branch number 4, branch number 3 and branch number 2, which is be a part of the loop P. So there are 3 branches, that is the 2, 3 and 4, which is be a part of the loop P. Now again there is a direction that is given for the P loop, that is the anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise direction, that is already mentioned inside the graph, that is that kind of direction which is considered as an anti-clockwise direction, whereas that kind of direction which is considered as a clockwise direction. So for the P and Q having a direction that is the anti-clockwise direction, whereas R having a direction that is in the clockwise direction. So only 4 having a clockwise direction, whereas 2 and 3 having a anti-clockwise direction. So based on that, there is a one assumptions, if whatever the direction that is for the P loop and whatever the direction that we have assumed for the branch, both are in the same direction. So for that, having a we have to take the +1, whereas remaining branch having a -1 if the whatever the direction that we have chosen and whatever the direction that is mentioned on the branch, both are in the opposite direction. So for that, we have to take the -1 sign over here, whereas for the 4 having whatever the direction that we have chosen for the P as well as the direction for the branch number 4, that both are in the same direction. That's why branch number 4 having we have written the +1, whereas branch number 1, 5 and 6 which is not be a part of the loop P. So based on that, for that we have take the assumptions of 0. So this is regarding to the loop number P. Same way go for the loop number Q. So loop number Q, which is indicated by this is the arrow that can that is be a part of the loop Q, which contain the branch of 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3 and 5, that is the part of the Q. So now 1 having a opposite direction, 1 having a opposite direction, then again 2 having a same direction, then 3 having again same direction, and 5 having a same direction. So if we will go through loop number Q, in that case only one direction that we have taken, that is the only one branch number 1, that is in the opposite direction. So that's why whatever the Q over here, that is written as a -1, whereas branch number 2, 3 and 5, whereas branch number 2, 3 and 5, all that branch having a whatever the direction that is given and whatever the direction that we have chosen for the loop number Q, both the direction in the same direction. That's why branch number 2, then 3 and 5, which is written as a positive sign, whereas branch number 4 and 6, that is not come in the picture for the loop number Q. So that's why which is written as a 0 sign. So this is regarding to the loop number Q. Now we will go for the loop number R. So if we will go through a loop number R, so for that loop branch number 1, branch number 2 and branch number 6, which is be a part of the loop number R. Now for the whatever the direction that we have chosen for the loop R, that is in the clockwise direction. So based on that, again the branch 1 having the same direction, branch 6 having the same direction, whereas branch number 2 having a opposite direction with respect to the R. So that's why 1 and 6 both are in the same direction. So that's why which is written as a +1, whereas branch number 2, that is in the opposite direction. So that's why which is written as a -1 sign. and remaining branch, that is the 3, 4 and 5, which is not be a part of the loop are, that's why which is written as a 0 sign. So this is the required matrix for the basic loop incidence matrix, which is denoted by C, that is equal to 0, minus 1, 1, minus 1, 1, minus 1, minus 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. So in this way we will try to get the value of basic loop incidence matrices. Now we will go for the network matrices using singular transformation method. So having a total of from that theory we will get the relation between bus incidence matrix with respect to the all the one. So that is the bus admittance matrix, bus impedance matrix, branch admittance matrix, branch impedance matrix, loop impedance matrix, and last one, that is the loop impedance matrix. So now we will take the one example for the solution of that all the 6 element. So select a tree of the graph. This is the oriented graph of the network. In that case, total of 9 branches, which is already mentioned inside the graph. Branch number 1, branch number 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So there are total of 9 branches and there are 3 nodes, node number 1, node number 2 and node number 3, which is already mentioned inside the figure. So figure shows the oriented graph of the network. Now we will go for the next graph. This is the graph of tree and core tree. So from this figure, try to make a tree and core tree. So if we will go through a tree, so in that case how we will make a tree? So tree that can contain all the nodes, a tree which can contains all the nodes. Before that there are total of 5 nodes in this network, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. There are 5 nodes that is in this picture. So if we will go through a tree which can contain all 5 nodes, but there is not any closed path inside the circuit, that is considered as a tree, and whatever the branch of the tree which is considered as a twigs, and whatever the remaining branch, that is considered as a link. So try to make a differentiation in between tree and twig and link. So here one graph that can contain all the 5 nodes, and there is not any closed path in between them, that contain node number 1, node number 2, node number 3, node number 4 and node number 5, which contain all the 5 nodes, and that can make a tree, and remaining branch which is considered as a core links, which is be a part of the core tree. So based on that we will go for the further solution. So in the above system has a total of 9 branches, therefore it has total of 18 variables. How we will say that having a total of 18 variables? So if we will consider the one branch, so from the one branch we will say that having there is some amount of current flowing through the branch, and there is some amount of voltage that is built up across the individual branch. Suppose if we will consider the any one branch over here, so there is some amount of current that is flowing through the this branch, and there is some amount of voltage that is built up across this branch. So based on that we will say that individual branch having a 2 parameters, one that is the current and second one that is the voltage. So likewise we have total of 9 branches. So from that we will say that we will get the total of 9 voltages, and we will get the total of 9 currents. So try to make a solution for the individual voltage that is built up across the individual branch. So suppose if we will consider the branch number 1, which is mentioned over here, and that is connected in between node number 1 and node number 0, and 0 that is considered as a reference node. So voltage at that point that is equal to 0. So for that we will write that VB1 that is the voltage across the branch number 1. Voltage across branch number 1 that is given by V1. Voltage having a definition that is the potential difference between 2 points. So potential difference at point number 1 that is given by V1, whereas voltage at potential difference at the node number 0 which is given by V0 and having a value that is equal to 0. So definition for the voltage, that is the V10 that is equal to V1 minus V0, and V0 having a value that is equal to 0. So we will write only V1 only. So voltage across VB1 that is equal to V1 only. Go for the second one, that is the branch number 2. Branch number 2 that is over here, and that is connected in between loop number node number 2 and node number 0 only, and current that is flow from node number 2 to the node number 0, and at the 0 node having a voltage that is equal to 0. So based on that we can say that voltage at the branch number 2 which is given by V2 only. Same way go for the branch number 3, that is the V3. So V3 that is connected over here, that is connected in between node number 3 and node number 0, and current that is flow current direction that is mentioned that is from node number 3 to the node number 0. So V3 that is higher than the V0, because based on the property current always flow from higher potential to the lower potential. So based on that we can say that voltage across the branch number 3 that is given by V3 only, because V3 minus V0, but V0 having a value that is always 0. So that's why we will write that VB3 that is equal to V3 only. Same way V4 that is connected in between 4 and 0. So we will say that VB4 is equal to V4 only. Go for the branch number 5. Go for the branch number 5, and that's branch number 5, and that is connected in between node number 1 and node number 4. Branch number 5 which is connected in between node number 1 and node number 4, and direction of the current that is from node number 1 to the node number 4. So based on that we will say that V1 that is higher than the V4, and voltage having a definition that is the potential difference between 2 points, that is the point voltage at the point number 1 that is given by V1, and voltage at the point number 4 that is given by V4. So having a differences, so we will say that voltage across the bus number 5 which is given by V1 minus V4. Same way go for the branch number 6 that is connected in between 4 and 3, and current direction that is from 4 to the 3. So V4 that is higher than the V4 that is higher than the V3. So voltage across the branch number 6 that is given by V4 minus V3. Same way go for the next branch, that is the branch number 7. Branch number 7 which is connected in between loop node number 2 and node number 3, and current direction which is mentioned from node number 2 to the node number 3. So V2 that is higher than the V3. So voltage across the branch number 7 which is given by V2 minus V3. Same way VB8. So in that case VB8, in that case we will say that V1 minus V3, V1 minus V3 which is already written over here. And last one, that is the branch number 9. So in that case V1 is higher than the V2. So VB9 that is the V1 minus V2. So these all are the required equation. This is the voltage across the individual branch. So this is the required equation for the voltage across the individual branch. Now we will go for the there is a also we can say that V is equal to A bus, where A is known as bus incidence matrix. Now from the previous figure already we have make a differentiation in between tree and core tree, and based on that we have already differentiated the twigs and links. So now we will go for the one table, that is the bus incidence matrix. So in that case this is the table of bus versus node. So there are total of 4 nodes only, because node number 0, that is considered as a reference node, so that's why which is already neglect for the bus incidence matrix. So now if we will go through node number 1, if we will go through a node number 1, in that case this is the node number 1. In that case, how many branches which is be a part of the tree? So only branch number 1 only. What are the different types of branches that is considered as a twig? This is the one branch, this is the second branch, third branch, and fourth branch. So branch number 1, 2, 3 and 4, branch number 1, 2, 3 and 4, which is considered as a twigs, that is the part of the tree. So based on that, we have to try to make the differentiation in between tree branches and link branches. Link branches, that is considered as a core tree. So only branch number 1, 2, 3, 4, branch number 1, 2, 3 and 4, that is considered as a tree only. So at the node number 1, node number 1 only twig 1 that is considered, and there is not any branches which is connected over here. So that's why at node number 1, branch number 1, that is written as a 1, and remaining branch that is not be a part of the node, so that's why which is written as a 0. Now go for the node number 2. Go for the node number 2. So from the figure it is clear that at node number 2, branch number 2 that is considered only, branch number 2 only that is connected at the node number 2. There is not any 1, 3 and 4 that is connected at the node number 2. So remaining branch that is equal to 0, and branch number 2, only branch number 2 that is connected, so that's why which is written as a 1. Just consider upper part only, So remaining branch that is equal to 0, because firstly we will go for the tree only. Now go for the third node. So at the node number 3, only one branch that is connected, that is the branch number 3. So that's why only branch number 3 that is written as a 1, and remaining branch that is equal to 0. And at the node number 4, only one branch that is connected, that is the last branch number 4. So that's why branch number 4 that is connected at the node number 4, so that's why which is written as a 1, and remaining branch that is not connected at the node number 4, so that's why which is written as 0, that is already mentioned inside the table. Now we will go for the link side. So at the node number 1, now we will go for the link side. So at the node number 1, this is the node number 1. So how many links that is connected at the node number 1? So 5 and 8. So 5 and 8 which is connected over here. So that's why, and there is a one assumption that if the direction of the current that is leaving the node, so in that case we have to write the positive sign, and if the current entering the node, so in that case try to write down the -1, and there is, if the branch that is not connected at that node, so in that case just assume the 0 value. So in the node number 1, 5 and 8 that is connected at the node number 1, and that is current leaving the node, so that's why which is written as a positive sign. Now go for the node number 2. So only one branch is, there is only one links which is connected, that is the branch number 7. So now go for the table. So at the node number 2, at the node this is node number 2, so there are two branches that is connected at the node number 2, that is the branch number 7 and 9. Branch number 7 and branch number 9 that is connected at the node number 2. 7 that is current leaving the node, whereas 9 that is current entering the node. So that's why 7 which is written as a positive sign, and 9 which is written as a minus sign. Now go for the node number 3. So in that case there are 3 branches which is connected at the node number 3, 6, 7 and 8. At node number 3 there are 3 branches which is connected over here, that is the 6, 7 and 8. So 6, 7 and 8, all 3 currents, that is current entering the node, so that's why which is written as a -1 sign, and remaining branch which is not connected over there, so that's why which is written as a 0 sign. So 6, 7 and 1, that is current entering the node, so that's why which is written as a -1 sign, whereas branch number 5 and 9, that is not connected at the node number 3, so that's why which is written as a 0 sign. Now go for the last one, that is the node number 4. Go for the node number node number 4. So in that case, if we will go for the node number 4, so there are only 2 branches. Go for the node number 4. So node number 4, so at there are 2 branches which is connected, branch number 5 and 6. Branch number 5, so at node number 4, 5, that is current entering the node, whereas branch number 6, that's current leaving the node. So 6, that is written as a positive sign, 1, whereas 5, that is current entering the node, so that's why which is written as a minus sign. So this is regarding to the table for the bus impedance matrix, and from that we will try to differentiate the tree as well as link of the given network. So this is regarding to the tree and co-tree, and we will try to differentiate in terms of bus different types of matrix, that is the bus admittance matrix, bus impedance matrix, branch impedance matrix, loop impedance matrix, and last one, that is the loop impedance matrix. Now there are some of the question that is asked from the GTU papers. First one, that is they discuss the Z-bus building algorithm and explain all types of modification when transmission lines are added between the buses. This question that is asked inside the year of winter 2018 and having a marks of 7. Second one, that is the give reasons bus admittance matrix is a sparse matrix. Explain, or we have to give the reason. And this question that is already asked inside the year of winter 2018 and having a marks of 3. Third one, that is the explain the following, that is the bus incidence matrix and primitive network, that is already we have discussed inside the last lecture, that is asked inside the year of winter 2018 and having a marks of 4. Next one, that is the explain the properties of Y bus matrix, so that is already we have discussed today, that the we have take some assumption, that is asked inside the year of winter 2018 having a 3 marks. Then different types of definition, that is the graph tree or code tree, likewise many definition, and out of all the definition, many definition which is be a part of the GTU papers. So this question that is asked inside the year of summer 2018 and having a total of 3 marks. And last one, that is the write steps for formulating of Z-bus, explain type 1 and type 2 modification, which is asked inside the year of summer 2018 and having a marks of 7. So from this lecture we learn about different basic loop incidence matrix, and having a different, if we will take the one example and based on that how to make a basic loop incidence matrix, then the network matrices using a singular transformation method, so having a total of 6 method. So what kind of relation in between the bus admittance matrix with the other matrices like impedance matrix, then branch admittance matrix, then branch impedance matrix, loop impedance matrix, and loop admittance matrix. So based on the table we will try to differentiate in between the tree and code tree with respect to the branch. So that is already we have learned by today's lecture. So in the next lecture we will go for the formation of Y bus and Z bus using singular transformation method. So in that case we will try to make differentiation, what kind of equation that we will get for the Y bus and Z bus, or what kind of relation in between Z bus and Y bus. So that we will learn in the next lecture. Thank you.